welcome to Millennial Stoner. I'm Joe Winchell. I am the Millennial Stoner. That's a good intro. That's better. I did better already. I'm glad we did this twice. Yeah. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Before we start off, I did a couple shows at had some vendors at it, and I just want to give a shout out real quick to Adhesive Dank. This is their Satoshi's Juice.
Ooh,
this is a great bud. Cool, just shout out, man. Like, this was great stuff and everything.
what is it called again?
The company's called Adhesive Dank.
We'll write this down on my notes.
You're gonna write that down in your notes? Okay. And this is called this is premium organic flour. It's great stuff. So shout out, guys. Thanks for
Where can I find this?
I got this at a vendor show. If you go to have you because it's legal in New York now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, real quick, my guest today is a friend of mine from college, and then when he was trying to produce some theater in the city, I did a couple shows with him.
Yes, we did some shows. That's right.
He's an actor as well. Nick Zappetti, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's good, guys? Well, Joe, my first question is, can I get this tree on Amazon? Because if I can't, then
soon, right?
I'm not going to be able to get it.
Soon? Soon,
when
right?
is the weed coming to Amazon?
I can't wait for that section, the green section.
Dude, I'm already paranoid enough. I'm going to be high at a fucking shop waiting online, trying to get fucking pre-rolls. No, I want to get some Amazon. Let's go.
You can get, Amazon weed section. Like, you can already buy, bongs and shit on there.
I'm sure he's already doing it, dude. I'm sure they're already, planning it. And, when it's, everything is, legal, blah, 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 legal. They're going to start doing that shit. Why wouldn't they? You know what I mean?
I mean, they're already, I don't know, was it federal level it has to get legalized that, I think, is what it is?
You know, Joe, to the point now that I don't care. It's just...
No, I mean, it's legal in New York. Who gives a shit, right? Anywhere else, fuck you.
It's going to happen, so it doesn't matter.
100%.
It doesn't even matter. It's all going to be there, within the next few years. So, whatever level it's at, it's going to be there. And it's already happening. Guys are selling weed on the side of the street. And,
Oh, yeah, New York. I walk through New York, and it's like walking through Willy Wonka's fucking weed factory.
Well, that's in Times Square with those goofy-ass trucks and shit.
No,
and
dude,
well
don't talk about dudes just selling Lucy joints.
Oh, they're doing it, dude. By me, where I live, there's a table, and there's a pad, a little whiteboard, and it says, fucking sativa.
Yeah.
You know, a fucking Pineapple Express, whatever the fuck you want. It's right there. They pre-roll it right there.
Yeah. It's like remember you go to a wedding and there'd be a guy rolling cigars.
Yes,
that's what New York is now. Just fucking like fucking homeless guys rolling joints.
We enterprise in New York. We enterprise. You understand?
Oh man, I see those dudes and they got jars. I'm like,
dude,
how much for a joint? And they're like $15. I'm like, yup.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if it's regs. I can buy it.
Dude, it's like the equivalent of them selling bootleg fucking Coach bags.
Yeah.
It's
so great.
Everyone's always hustling. It's great and it's awesome. So it's really easy to get weed anywhere now. It doesn't even matter.
The first time that I was in New York, the city, after it was legalized, I walked through Times Square. I was going to, I think, Broadway Comedy Club.
Right.
And if you get off the train and literally turn left, it's a straight shot. And then you make a left right by the Late Show, I think.
Yes.
It's 54th Street.
Yes.
I mean, you walk right through Times Square. I just walk right through Times because it's hilarious. I walk right through because I see all the weird shit. But there was just a dude at a table and it was just a bag. A fucking not a garbage bag, but a small garbage bag.
He needs to up
a
that.
waste
basket. Be a garbage bag. He needs to be getting a fucking garbage bag out there.
Yeah.
And he's just going at it rolling.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I buy? And he goes, $20. And I'm like, yup.
Yeah, of course. No, I mean it's gonna be so easy. And then they have those trucks out there, I'm sure you saw those in Times Square. I don't even know.
Weed World.
Yes, Weed World. That's it.
I've seen those
fucking ice cream trucks that go by, and they're always mad stoned themselves.
Apparently, they actually have edibles.
They do,
but everything else is CBD.
I don't know about now. I haven't bought for a long time, but because they've been around for a while. Actually, they were never really good, and I think they were kind of fake. But now they might be. I don't know. But yeah, there's shit popping up everywhere, bro. People are gonna make money. Everyone's gonna enterprise. Like I said, that's what New York does.
Dude, I already know. Everybody's got their own strain now. All that stuff.
No, I'm not going into that.
No, I'm just saying, you're right. It's becoming an enterprise.
No, for me, I'm not going to try to grow my,
No,
exactly. There's going to be, different, weed bars and shit like that.
I remember there was a point where I was like, yeah, I'm going to grow, because when it was legalized, I'm just going to grow my own plants. And then I was like, I'll watch a YouTube video on, how to do it real quick.
Sure.
And it was complicated.
Everybody wants to drink the drink, but they don't want to work for it. You know what I mean? Everybody wants the juice, but they don't want the squeeze.
Yeah. 5 minutes into a 20 minutes video, I'm like, I'll just buy it.
And that's my point from before. I'm not gonna do. Let's just give it to me. I'll be the one that consumes. I'm
Dude,
good with that.
I wish I could be one of those guys. I wish I had the time because you have to there's germination and you have to make sure that like they can grow balls, and if the plants grow balls or some shit like that, like you have to tie things off.
Go through puberty?
No, there's some because it's female plants are the ones that
this is listening like yes, it is puberty. Actually, it's blah, blah. I don't give a shit, bro. Let me just roll it up.
That's basically it's. I'm sorry, it's funny. It's basically you have to make sure you can smoke female plants. That's from what I
Females
gather.
Always running shit, bro.
Yeah,
they rule the world.
Yeah, women rule the world, man.
Wait, so you can't smoke the male plant though?
Yeah, you can't I don't know. The THC's not in it. I think is what it is.
Oh, so it's always.
It's just a plant that, but
that makes sense. Bro.
I know. Actually, Billy McGuire, my friend who's been a guest on the show before, the next time he's on, I have to ask him. He grew in the wood. He grew out to the woods at one point. He told me how he had a plant and he found out that it grew balls and everything, and he had took so much time to grow this plant, and he was pissed. So next time he's on, I have to have him tell that full story.
Billy, what's the matter, bro? I was my plant's got balls.
But that's what I mean, man. That's what I mean, dude. It's fucking
my weed plant. It has balls.
Yeah, that's what he told me. That's exactly how he put it. But it's crazy.
That shit.
It's complicated, man. You have soil and shit. Motherfuckers talking about soil, it's pH levels.
Yes.
As soon as we got to that shit, I'm like, I don't know what any of this means. I gave up on this already, and my brain. I'm just watching this. My brain is not listening to this.
Right. But now, if you want to take that time, you can be a supplier, a legal supplier. Now you make your old. You be the fucking Ben and Jerry's of weed if you want. Go for it.
I think you just need a small
chunky monkey fucking strain. Go for it.
Because you can legally own 3 plants. It doesn't matter how big they are.
Yeah. I think it's even going to grow even more. Is it you know what I mean? It's going to become a fucking industry in the country.
Pretty much is already on that way there.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Because
Mike Tyson, doesn't he own the biggest... I think he owns the biggest weed farm or weed... He has a whole...
We're going to fuck it
he has a place you can go and glamping. He owns it's a weed experience, but he owns the largest farm or some shit.
Oh, that's pretty dope,
dude. Chris, please look that up. What that is? Bro, look up what doesn't Mike Tyson see if he owns the largest weed farm in the country? Just see what it is, because I know it's Tyson Farms or some shit like that.
The chicken place?
No, wouldn't that be great if it was right next door? Because you can get high in that place and walk across the street and go get chicken.
Now we're enterprising, Joe. Now we're on track.
Chicken and
weed.
We
need to pitch this to the Tyson. We need to put a place right here. There's a fucking trolley that brings you through the weed. Oh, this sounds good. I sure could go some fucking fried chicken right now.
Oh, you're in luck, sir. We got a fucking fried chicken right across the fence. No, you run the weed side, I run the fried chicken side. Two bros, chicken and weed.
New strand of Nashville Hot. Both
new strand, Nashville Hot. New chicken, Nashville Spice.
Sauce and spice. Spicy sauce.
What was it, Chris? 430? 418 acre.
Exactly right.
It's a resort, but it's a weed farm and resort. Thank you, Chris.
Brilliant. Thank you, Chris. Brilliant. Enterprising. This is what I'm talking about.
I fucking love Mike Tyson. I fucking love that he's this fucking... Did you see the video of him punching the shit out of the guy on the plane?
I don't usually promote that kind of violence, but oh man, was that
I saw the full... That dude was...
human being ever.
Dude, what
ever
possesses a person? Would you ever do that to Mike?
No, I would never ever fucking... What's happening? I almost think that. Do we know for sure what was going on? Was he doing it as a prank, maybe as trying to be a TikToker idiot?
I don't. That's a fucking.
Or is he just a more damage now person, or in the head damage?
He didn't look happy afterwards when he was.
I don't know. He was getting pummeled by maybe the greatest boxer of all time.
Apparently, Mike was
vicious.
Apparently, Mike was nice about it, which is good to know. That he has a.
I'm sorry, I have to do this right now. I have to destroy your face, but you're just really bothering me.
Listen, if I'm gonna keep talking like that, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Joe, let's just be a bad fucking
bad Mike Tyson impersonation.
Imitation. Let's just do that.
I'm working on it. I've never. Yeah, let's edit that out. But he fucking. It's swings and hits this dude, and I'm like, oh, that's house party fighting. Holy shit.
Right. So I didn't actually watch the video yet.
He was fucking with him over him, and Mike's sitting there.
But the only thing I saw was Mike Tyson's over the back of the thing, and he's just pummeling the guy.
Like I said, house party fighting.
Oh my
that's
God.
what kind of fight I would see at a house party.
So what? So what I want to explore is what's the frame of mind in this guy? What's happening here? Are you are you gone? Like, did everyone go crazy because of COVID?
I don't know.
Like, we just don't know how to be humans anymore. Like, because it seems like people don't know how to be humans anymore.
I mean,
coming out of this
isn't
pandemic.
isn't Mike Tyson have that quote with a lot of people? You guys have become so comfortable with talking shit on the internet, like you get no one, you're not gonna know what to do when you get punched in the face in real life or
It's
something like
totally true. And
You
that's
know.
why Friday the movie, which I told you I watched, is the same thing. It's like you get everyone's and at that point it was talking about guns, but it's the same thing. Everyone's so afraid to actually face a conflict. They feel
Yeah.
comfortable to be
But they
anonymous
also,
behind a keyboard. But if someone said that to your face,
yeah,
99% of those
it's
people are
Mike
not going to say,
Tyson though.
well, this person was doing on some other thing. But I don't think there's a person really alive that would talk shit to Mike Tyson.
I mean, not a normal person.
I mean,
nobody who's not a fucking trained fighter. Like
well,
that's the only people.
outside of that, of
Roy
course,
Jones
but-
talk shit. I don't know if that worked out for him.
I'm talking about any, like, average person who doesn't actually practice the art of trying to destroy someone. Like, it wouldn't really talk shit to him. This guy was just like, I don't know what was going on with that guy. But no, I'm not going to be like, hey, Mike Tyson, you want to have a punching match? No, I'm not going to do that.
What? That's like the equivalent of going up to a police officer and being like, "Can I play with your handcuffs?"
No, yeah. Can I shoot your gun?
Yeah.
You want to see who can shoot farther?
Yeah, that's gonna go well for
yeah,
everybody.
it's going to go real well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what would it was when I heard it, it was crazy to me because I was like, it's Mike. I would be, first of all, I'm a huge fan of, I think most people are, like, I'm a huge fan of Mike Tyson.
Tyson has done a great job to, like, rehabilitate his image.
Yeah, man.
Because he was, he did some bad shit, some crazy shit back in the day.
Yeah, but he owned a tiger.
Yeah, I know, but it's like he's fine.
What's that thing that he
made up
Murphy's
for it. We believe in second chances, right? All the time.
We also built, like, he was one of those guys that was like, I'm gonna build a brand.
Well, yeah,
He built a
he
brand.
learned how to do that pretty early on.
And he also, luckily, like, he's also, like, when those videos of him surfaced of him, like, doing boxing stuff, and now, like, quickly he still moved.
Dude, he's a scary.
It was like, oh man, he still kind of got it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he did. I mean, did you watch the Roy Jones fight?
No, I did not.
I was like, they had to change. I think they changed the rules so he wouldn't, like. I had heard it was like under certain. It was like an exhibition fight. They did it under like certain rules or
was
something.
Was that one of the stupid Jake Paul fights?
No, it was him. No, it was just like It was like I don't know. I think it's called like a Legends fight or something like that.
Them needing some money, and they were
it was like I think it was all for charity.
Oh,
no, the Jake Paul fight was on that. I think that's when he fought the NBA. Was it like a fucking? I don't give a shit.
I don't care. Go do wrestling, please. I don't
care.
Oh,
he did great in WrestleMania.
Well, that was the other brother, right?
That was I don't know. They both suck.
They both annoying. Listen, you do you, boo boo. Make your
They're
money.
Brilliant,
That's
though.
good
I mean,
for you.
They were the ones that figured out all that fucking internet TikTok shit.
Sure,
I mean, he was also
them.
He was also didn't he also go to the woods and videotape dead bodies?
Well, that was the whole thing. He almost got canceled for that. But
oh my god,
I guess we believe in second chances.
Yeah,
not everyone's cancelable.
They also, I mean, man, people like, and nobody. This is gonna. I don't know. This will probably piss a lot of people off, but I do think like, I do think boxing has more tension because one of them's a boxer. Like all the fights that he's had. People order those fights. They want to see them.
Well, it's spectacle. It's entertainment. I get it.
Yeah, it's not the art. Listen, it's not.
I'm not going to be like mad at it.
Yeah,
but don't. Yeah, exactly. Don't expect me to look at it as actually boxing.
But then take advantage of that.
Give me a break.
Load the card with a bunch of
wrestling.
Yeah, but load the pre-card. The card beforehand with a bunch of good. Get these guys exposure.
But he can't because he's not an actual boxer.
No, I'm saying like if he's fighting Floyd Mayweather. I'm saying if he's fighting Floyd Mayweather, then have a bunch of real like boxing matches leading up to like they're on the card for the show.
Right. But what I'm saying is I don't think that maybe boxing doesn't want to do that because they don't really.
I don't know.
He's like the Netflix of boxing.
They're trying to get away from how it was in the 80s.
Like the Academy was like didn't want to recognize Netflix for so long. It seems like boxing doesn't really want to recognize that this is happening. They don't want to really do too much about it.
No.
But, I mean, listen, if he can compete, he can compete. But I think if he actually went into the circuit, he'd probably get really hurt.
Is he in the circuit?
No, this is all like a fucking one-off.
Didn't he call out Mike Tyson?
Well, Mike Tyson's all like, listen, Mike Tyson can still beat the fuck out of
most
anybody.
People. Yeah.
But, a young man who's training a lot and all that, then maybe. But, like, I don't know. I would still put my money on Mike Tyson.
I don't know how you couldn't, dude. It's Mike Tyson.
Especially if you, like, started working for something. Dude, I'd take Mike Tyson at any point. Like, 78-year-old Mike Tyson. I'll fucking put my money on him, bro.
He looks scarier with the beard.
He's just
he looks like Kratos from God of War. That's how he comes. He has the beard and everything because it's just like he has it like it grows so like perfectly pointed,
right.
And then he just looks like a fucking like I've killed and eaten a god before.
Right. You know what's funny though? Like I just had this thought like he beat the shit out of someone and no, everyone was like that's cool. The Will Smith thing, everyone was like, like went out of their skin.
Everybody freaked out about that. I got heated about it in the moment, and then like I had time to like really think about it and everything.
No, it's not cool that he did that.
It's not cool that he did it. The whole situation's ridiculous.
It's just two different things. It's just kind of funny because it's like you're we're saying it's okay for Mike Tyson to be violent towards like for a means to an end, but the thing is that guy was fucking annoying as shit and stupid and asking for it, whereas Chris Rock was doing his job.
But that would see it. That's also like, is this allowed? And I'm like, I feel like the only answer to that is, I'm like, why would you fuck with Mike? Like, why?
Oh, you're talking about on the plane? Yeah. No, that's not allowed. You don't fuck with Mike Tyson.
It's not allowed. It's in the rules.
He was in the fucking Hangover movie. Shut up.
Yeah, he knocked out Ed Helms for like as fake. Like he can really do that, and he was kind of like chubby and jolly in that movie.
Well, that's when he's kind of really on the comeback. Leave Mike Tyson and his fucking pigeons alone and shut up. Leave him alone. I gotta watch the video now because I still don't understand it. Like, how does a person drive Mike Tyson to that point, who's been like relatively trying to like be chill?
He's also like with the branding and everything, and he's also like a multi-millionaire. He did like a one-man show, I think, at one point. The dude, he has a cartoon. He's done everything. Like, it's fucking crazy to me.
Wait, listen.
Because he was known as a murderer of men in the fucking 80s. And remember when he fucking would just go in and say, vicious, I'm going to kill you in the third round?
I'm going to eat your children.
Yeah, he said that. Dude, and he said it with that voice. And everyone was like, what the fuck did that little kid just say to me? That's fucked up, man. Don't say that about my fucking kids.
His voice would be a TikTok now.
But he would stare at these guys. And he was like the way that Michael Jordan was like psychologically in the game, like he would get in the guy's head.
Oh yeah.
Mike Tyson would stare at dudes and he would say it in that weird squeaky voice. And he would be like, I'm going to eat your kids.
Confused. Yeah.
And people would be like, what did you say to me, 12-year-old kid? And people were like, that's terrifying. What the fuck? Because before that, people were like, I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to knock you out. That's what people would say before. Then Mike Tyson said, I'm going to break into your house. I'm going to murder your family. And I'm going to make you watch. And the other boxers were like, what the fuck did this guy say to me?
I'm going to eat your heart. I'm going to pull your heart out of your chest while it's still beating.
But he would say it like that. And he was just like, oh my God, I think he really is.
I want to fucking find out about this one-man show now.
Didn't he say, I'm going to fuck you till you love me?
He might have said that to somebody. I don't know if it was to an opponent.
God.
But he did have he had a stretch of bad behavior. There's no doubt about it.
But it was, I'm saying, regardless of the bad, but
he rectified it. You know what I mean?
But regardless of the bad behavior,
I don't know.
Why would you go to that guy and be like, I'm going to poke this guy? I'm going to go... You're on a plane. I'm in a small space where I cannot get away from him.
Yeah.
You know, like he's like, and if he gets mad, he's probably like, what would you not think? This is a trained fighter. If he gets mad, he's gonna hit me.
Right, and it's also
if you go into this situation, if I piss this guy off, man or woman, if it's like Ronda Rousey or some shit, if I piss her off, she's probably gonna hit me because that's what she does.
This guy was so annoying that he made a public figure beat the shit out of him in a space that he absolutely knew he was gonna get filmed. Because he was that annoying. This guy might be the most annoying guy ever. So fuck you. You get what you deserve.
You know what's going to happen? He's going to get a fucking show on Netflix.
No, please.
He's going to end up on the fucking stand-up.
Well, actually,
he's going to end up in the stand-up circuit. They're going to put him up in fucking places.
No, Netflix might need to get him on there because Netflix is in trouble right now.
That happened to that fucking Bagel Boss guy.
What?
He was on shows and shit. People like it was hot ticket for like 6 months.
Wait, who Bagel Boy? Refresh me. What do you
Bagel Boss, the dude, the fucking guy that got into the fight. It's like, you're not my father, you're not God. That guy. He was like a Long Island fucking legend.
Was it the guy that was like, I'm not that guy, bro? I'm not that guy. Was it that one?
Was it that? No, I don't remember.
I don't know. There's so many
it doesn't matter. This guy's fuck this guy. Like,
bro, you know what I just thought before though? Imagine if like I don't want to get. We did like literally 20 minutes on Mike Tyson, but that's fine.
5 minutes on Mike Tyson. Everything's fine.
Everything is. It seems so longer, bro. We're so hot. But imagine like if it was like peak Tyson was alive right now, like in that
like
form,
20-year-old Mike Tyson,
that scary ass one we were just talking about, and he was the age
with
of
the
TikTok.
fucking haircut.
Yeah, but people using his voice for TikToks and shit. Bro, he would get pissed and start just finding people and beating the shit out of them.
We'd print it off the internet and be like, hello, are you X69, big dick 36?
Yeah.
Yes, and he would punch the people in the face, like the end of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Excuse me, you Jake.
Yeah,
I'm not doing my bad Tyson impression.
Yeah, you Jake Paul. You made my voice in this TikTok. I don't appreciate it. No more Jake Paul.
No more Jake Paul.
I wish I had a fucking time machine.
Before they could cancel him, he would knock out 20 people.
Yeah. Nobody steal this idea, but this is a great idea. You get a time machine and you bring back like people like that to fuck up or like to affect something, so we don't have
like Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Mike Tyson kills the bat that caused COVID. No, Ozzy Osbourne goes and he send him out to fucking eat
eats that off the bat.
He would do it now. Actually.
Ozzy Osbourne's invincible.
Yeah, probably him and Keith Richards.
Dude,
do you think they were together when they made the deal with the devil to stay alive forever?
I don't know it, Ozzy. So many people like I'm waiting for I remember in that stretch of musical heroes of mine died.
Bowie.
Like
and
no,
Prince.
it started with Lemmy Kilmister died in 2016, I think.
Dude, it was 16. Was
no,
a
2015,
rough year.
but it was December because his birthday is on Christmas. And fucking and then after that was Prince died right after that.
A bunch of people like Rickman died that year too, which was big.
Alan Rickman. Oh, check this out. When I was doing theater out in fucking California, my friend Aiden, when he was I think studying over at Rod, I think Alan Rickman was one of his teachers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was like
That's great,
because in England, there's not the ridiculousness of America, so you can go there and just walk the streets, and so Alan Rickman I think taught there or guest taught.
Just had classes on
he did. Yeah, he helped. I think he helped Aiden get work. I'd have to ask him, but Aiden,
they don't make it more of an industry where you're like a fucking product of the system. They're like,
I guess not. I never asked him. I have to ask him. I want to have him on the show and ask him about that. He's an interesting cat.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, but getting taught by Alec Rickman, that's definitely a fucking experience.
Yeah, I feel like I'd freeze up like a fucking queef, Mr. Rickman, I never know. No, I'm serious. Anytime you
just linger, just
dude, I don't know what to say. Anytime I'm even if I'm at Governor's doing a show in the Giggle Room, and because we're in the back room of the hall.
You get a little starstruck. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Because I admire these people. I don't get I'm not obsessive. I just don't. You know what it is? It's not that I'm starstruck. I just don't want to say something stupid in front of this person.
Right. But that's
so I get very nervous.
Yes, you're you want to be real. Yeah. You want to be
I just
the best authentic part.
No, I don't want to change their life,
right?
Or end up their best friend. But I want to be cool enough to have a 2-minute conversation where they're like, "Hey, man,
Have you met anyone so far, or had conversations and shit like that?
I remember. Well, the worst example of it is I met one of my favorite comedians, Big J Okerson.
Yeah, Big J, sure.
He was at Governor's, and I was like, I'm going to see this show. I had seen him a couple times before,
he's one of those comedians, bro, that just he's there. He's accessible. You can absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying go rush Big J Okerson.
No,
but he's a cool guy.
That happened. You ever heard that? Did some fucking guy pulled him off the stage in Pennsylvania?
Oh, what is that?
It's crazy.
Was this before the slap or?
No, this was before the slap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this happened. Some dude. It's a really. I'll have to show you that shit. Yeah, I saw him he was at Governor's, and I was like, I'm going to see this show. And he's literally just outside smoking cigarettes.
Just chilling, yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta go.
And
I'm doing comedy at that point. I was like, just a piece of advice. You know what I mean? What? And I'm like, what a fucking. I'm always I'm down at myself already. I'm like, he doesn't want to hear that. Fuck,
Well, I mean, don't even think about it as a piece of advice. You just want to engage in conversation because he has a great
and I had a joint
and perspective
in my pocket.
I'm sure if he dabbles in that, he'll be happy with that.
He does.
I'm sure he does. Yeah.
I just went up to him. I'm like, hey man, I'm a really big fan. He goes, and he's super nice. He goes, thanks, man. And I was like, do you want a joint? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like,
of course.
Yeah. And he goes, thanks, dude. And I'm like,
yeah, dude.
I just want to say, I just want to ask. I asked him if I told him, I've been doing it about I think I'd been doing it 3 or 4 years at that point. No, it was 3 years. And I asked what? I was like, hey, advice? And he goes, just keep doing it. Look me, it's weird. He kind of just looked at me and said, I've not looked me dead in the eyes and affected me, but you could tell he's answered this question before.
Yeah.
And he just goes, but it's an honest thing. He just goes, just keep doing it. And it's the most solid piece of advice I've been given and I've been told that by Long Island comics too.
It kind of could come off as cliche, but it's what works.
Consistency though.
It's what works. That's the process that works. Keep doing it.
You don't understand what that really means until you are doing it. I'm not getting heady or anything about it, but
no,
you get better when you keep doing. I don't know what to say. You get better. I got better.
It's practicing.
Yeah,
I can practice a fucking 3-pointer. I mean, for the next year and be maybe good. I'd probably be much.
But if you
better
worked on the jump shot every day,
I'll challenge Mike Tyson to a pickup game.
I don't know. I mean, you might win that. Mike Tyson to a pickup game.
I'm just bringing it back around.
I'd bring it back around, bro.
Challenge Tyson. I'm okay, whoever wins gets to punch the other guy. No, I'm not doing that. But yes, that's it, bro. I mean, but that's for anything. for, like we were talking about before, making content, doing theater, any kind of thing in the artistic world or whatever, even
performance world, especially.
fucking, I don't know, building fences. It doesn't matter. You just got to keep doing it because you got to work on your craft. There's nothing like experience. That's
well, it's
really
like nobody, especially with writing. I don't at this point. I don't think you can really give because writing is so specific to the comedian. Like people write differently. I know people that write one word, and from that one word, this fucking joke comes out, and I'm like, what the fuck? I have to write the whole thing out. You know, is if I don't, I'll forget something, and then I build it off of that, and I change it.
Oh, you're talking about like kind of cues for yourself while you're doing a
set?
Yeah,
well, how people do material and everything, but there's some comedians I know that just it's all up here.
Well, dude, everyone is different.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like sometimes we get caught up with like, how am I, this person is doing it easier, so I should, it's like, no, fuck that. It's like, how can you process and be the best, most authentic version of yourself? You do that, man, whatever. That's what you do. But yeah, I mean, I can't write for shit either, bro.
Probably.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, but that's what I mean.
You talking about writing, or just you talking about like just being able to?
Well, I mean, it's more. I mean, what like presence and stage, all that stuff.
Well, just like know what joke you want to do. Like if you have a bit, let's say,
do
you have to write out all the words, or it's just like a sort of like a idea, and then you kind of like riff off of that you keep in your head, or do you have to like actually write out the whole bit?
Me
like,
personally,
yeah.
I'll get an idea, and if I don't write the whole thing out, I'll lose it. As I hear it in my head, I rarely do it how I write it. Like I'll get the skeleton. It's the skeleton of it, basically.
Well,
And then I work on it. Like I'm working on I do a weed joke about putting the real weed cooking. I think you've seen it before. Putting a camera in my kitchen that goes off at like 3 a.m. and like.
I don't think I heard this one yet.
Oh yeah, like because I got addicted to like watching like Bong Appetit on Netflix and shit like that. Because I think Be Real from like Cypress Hill's on it. And I was like, that's the only reason I need to watch that shit.
Isn't it the best to just eat food while you're high watching something?
Well, they eat it infused with cannabis.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, this is, and they're all like sommeliers about like, this has a lemon kush glaze. And I'm like, this is a little creepy.
That's great, bro. Does it get me high?
Like if I was a judge in that show, I'd be like, humph, is it going to get me fucked up?
Yeah. I don't even care about.
They have like
taste.
pancakes and shit. But I was like sitting there. I'm like the real version of this show, like the weed culture, like the real version, like stoners, they smoke all night, lose track of time playing video games, and then you're like, oh fuck, I'm hungry, and then you go downstairs and you open the fridge, which is like when you're stoned, you get like the when it opens up because you know that there's food in the fridge.
Yes. You know something's good in there, maybe.
Yeah, and you start chefing some shit up that you're like, you get bold. Yes. Especially if there's no one else in the house and you turn the lights on, you get crazy with it.
Oh, you're talking about your food combinations?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, you don't think I've had fucking
with you? I've done that before.
You don't think I've had ice cream with fucking cereal as sprinkles? You don't think I've done that?
Oh, I remember one time.
I'll send a fucking TikTok next time, okay?
Yeah, no, I'm saying, like, I've made, like, fucking waffle sandwiches before.
Oh, my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Dude, you do some crazy shit when you're high. You'll eat everything cold, by the way.
And it's amazing.
Everything's cold. I'll just eat some fucking, like, some salami. Well, salami is good cold. But, like, some fucking pork chop, I'll just pull out and be like, I'm going to be like, you should warm that up. I'm like, no, it's
fine.
Too much work, guys. I just want the food in my mouth.
I've definitely done that before. Like at 2 a.m. when I wandered downstairs, I'm like, I don't need to heat this steak up.
Yeah. I got to open the door. I got the numbers, the whole thing. I don't know.
If like I'm in a spot where I'm like, my sister's not home or some shit like that, I'm like, turn the lights on, fucking flip. To turn the burners on, 2 a.m. fucking shit.
Oh, it's because you're not bothering your sister. Yeah. You get fucking crazy. You become fucking Gordon Ramsay out there.
You know, the last thing I want is my sister and my mom coming out being like, what the fuck are you doing at 2 a.m.?
You know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You even have to have this conversation.
Like, I'm making fucking duck l'orange?
Are you going to stir the sauce or get on my balls?
Yeah.
Right?
But like I end up, and like the whole joke is like I end up inevitably, which was a real thing. I put like mayonnaise on everything at one point.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
The whole joke is like I don't know if you've had chicken and waffles made at 2 a.m. by a fucking stoner, but it's got mayonnaise on it and it's delicious.
This is the greatest chicken and waffles I've ever had in my life.
Oh man,
who made this?
Did you look at shit and you just start making like a Scooby-Doo like sandwich in your head, and you're like. And that's how you eat it? You're like, no, I'll just eat this in one bite.
That's where
like
we
a
learned
cartoon.
it from.
Yeah, exactly.
We're like, oh, Scooby can eat that whole sandwich? I could do that too.
Scooby and Shaggy are the reason I smoke weed.
Yeah. I think they're the reason a lot of people smoke weed. Yeah. I mean, I think.
Well, that was the joke, right? That was the thing that they were like. Do you think the writers were like, "Oh, they're stoners," or were they just trying to be hippies?
Well, I think they were, speaking to the counterculture of the time, maybe, but
No.
no, they're definitely designed to be stoners. They just can't really say it.
They laid into it later,
which is the brilliance of it. It's like
of course.
you really, that's what they are. Dude, they're eating sandwiches bigger than their.
Oh my god, I love cartoon sandwiches. You ever get high and watch cartoons and you're like, man, I wish I could eat that ham. It looks so good. Like Ninja Turtles pizza.
That's true, Joe. It looks. There's never been a pizza so gooey as a fucking.
Our buddy Alfred, right? You know our buddy Alfred.
Yeah.
Alfred says for years, he's like, I wish I could have cartoon ham. Like, and he's fucking right, man. Ninja Turtles pizza, dude. I wish I could eat that shit.
Dude, it's fucking strong too. They used to skateboard with that shit around and just eating it.
Yeah, and it'd be like the best looking. You have like pepperonis, the best looking pepperonis on it. I had enough money. I would open a place called Cartoon Pizza, and I would try to replicate that shit.
There you go, bro. Enterprise.
Right, enterprise.
America.
Stone.
But that's to wrap it back around. That's true. You could probably do something like that, bro. You can start like a place where it's like open all night long. And like you have an array of different things, like a steam table service.
Dude, you have to talk to me, man. I've done cocaine till fucking 6 a.m. I have talked about restaurants.
People in the cities or wherever there's partying happening, they're going to want to eat something at like 6 a.m. Yeah. And if you could have an option, you might be able to do pretty well. So yeah, bro, enterprise, jam.
I have my Italian friends on.
This is America, bro.
Oh my god!
But no, that's actually a brilliant idea. To do something like that. Or you're
all from getting high, man, and wanting to eat the TV.
But yeah, your bar idea was always good.
Oh, the one I had about the
arcade.
Like, well, I'm doing a barcade out here.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a couple people that have had that idea too. And it's just like,
well, that's the thing.
It just seems like every time I hear about some place that's like they have video games there, and I'm like, they have fucking a broken NFL blitz machine in the corner. This sucks.
That's still pretty cool.
They have 3 skee ball machines and like the fucking basketball thing. Like, it's not an arcade.
I'll play some NFL fucking blitz.
I mean, I will, but eventually I'm gonna be like, where's the Mortal Kombat? I went to a brewery that had the fucking Turtles in Time machine. I did a show there recently.
Sick.
Great. It's like I saw it and I floated to it. I floated to it like, no, like I was like, let's fuck it. I got like 3 comedians on it. It's like, we're going to do this like we used to do the bowling alley when I was 13 right now.
It's like, this is your childhood. Come here.
Yeah, man. But that's what I mean. Like, make an arcade. That's what I was going to do. Like, yeah, I was just going to.
Like, you can buy these arcade games now, bro.
Yeah, I got a Pac-Man machine. We got one for my dad. We got one for my dad. My dad likes to fucking play Pac-Man in the garage.
Oh, that's fucking. Oh, you made his day, I'm sure.
Oh, I do, yeah.
He's like, I got to go play Pac-Man.
Yeah, he smokes a little weed, too, so that works out for him.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, yeah, those fucking things are cool, and it's one of the benefits of getting high late at night is thinking that they're only $500 too.
Yeah,
they're like $500, and you're like,
they're affordable, bro.
And you just build it like it's just like I just have to make sure I can put it somewhere, right?
People with kids are like, affordable to buy a $500 arcade game. Like I'm trying
within
to buy
my
diapers.
means, yeah.
No, well, of course,
you know,
within your means.
Listen,
but people are making money, bro.
We can't all be Johnny Depp rich. Right. That's all I'm saying. Dude, have you seen any of that shit? I was talking to you about this.
About the Depp stuff,
dude. So, it is the most fucking fascinating. I'm sorry.
So I haven't really. So I'm going to let you take the lead here. From what I understand, just today she pooped in the bed, which
I didn't know you didn't know about.
I hadn't really followed it.
I listen to a lot of fucking comedy podcasts, so it was bound to be fucking. Yeah.
So already, I think she should automatically lose the case right there. I think they should all just be like, okay, we're done here. Like the gavel should come down. She's like, shit in his bed, dude. I mean, I don't care who you are.
There's a picture of it. There's a picture.
It might be flying.
So there was a picture of it. Dude,
what?
Oh God, I should have shown this to you before. I almost want to pause the podcast and come back to it so I can show you the.
Maybe we could do like a bonus.
No, eventually I'm going to be able. I'm eventually
a live reaction to it.
No, oh my God, dude, Nick, I swear to God, this is exactly what happened. I did a show last night. We did Terry McNeely's birthday show at Governor's Giggle Room. We had a fucking great crowd. I think it was like almost packed out. Did a great show.
That was last night.
That was last night. Governors did Governors there. I will be back at Governor's McGuire's location in Bohemia, May 20th. I'll get plugs later, but I'm plugging now throughout the show.
The day I actually am coming back from.
You don't have to give me excuses, dude. It's fine.
Dude,
live on air.
I'm coming back from Italy.
Sure.
I am. You want to see my fucking plane?
No, I know. You told me your plane going.
I might be able to come back in time to come out because I'm not going to work that day.
So this is what people love about podcasts when people get real. Like, yeah, you want to hang out? It's like, I'll hang out.
Yeah, but you're doing Governors though. That's awesome.
McGuire's, yeah.
McGuire's. Oh, the Bohemia. All right, yeah.
So
anyway, sorry I cut in.
It's all right. But yeah, no, I got like we did a show at Governor's Giggle Room. It was good, and I got home at like midnight. So I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna smoke a joint. I'm gonna watch some because I had watched some. I was watching it at work. I couldn't.
All right, so
dude,
yeah.
I can't even describe his deposition. The deposition, he's basically being interviewed. But he's the words that
looking fresh as a motherfucker.
Dude, he looks old. Like he's definitely like old. Like you could tell my eyes getting like used to be hot, like old. You know what I mean?
I hope
like
that's how
like
I age.
dude, there was a time I would say up until recently where I'm like that's probably like there was so many girls, especially from our generation, that were like that's my
Johnny
fucking
Depp? Yeah. It was a what
still is for a lot of girls. Like there's still
bullshit,
like you can still get it from a lot of like females that I know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know,
I mean, yeah.
Well, they're like there's like, oh man, when I was growing up, that was his thing. Like the way that I don't know.
Fucking Johnny Depp. I fucked Johnny Depp.
I'd fuck Johnny Depp in like 1997.
So
you know, I'd fuck Johnny Depp. I don't know if I'd fuck Johnny Depp now. It seems like
I'd fuck him as Jack Sparrow.
It seems like he says weird things into your ear when he's on top of you. Like, oh yes.
Yeah, maybe that poop was there for a reason.
I don't know. He does seem like a little bit of an art house fucking weirdo. But like he also like is the words he uses on the stand like. When he just like it takes him 15 minutes to answer every question, which is insane because of the amount of description he goes in where he talks about how like the beginning of their relationship and he's just like, yeah, and of course I came home working a long day on set and she would usually take my boots off to something that she said that she does, and I was like, oh, I'm not used to any kind of
what's happening
kind of treatment like this or anything, and she would come over, take my boots off, give me a glass of wine, and I'd be like, oh. And then one day I came home and she was on the phone and I went to take my boots off myself and she goes, why did you take your boots off? And I go, oh, you were a bit busy. She goes, that's what I do, Johnny. I take your boots off. And of course I took pause at this moment and thought, what really does she mean? Like, it literally goes like that. That's how long it takes for him.
Wait, is that like real shit?
Dude, I will show you a clip later.
No, the boot thing. That's real.
Yeah, it was a real thing.
Oh, my God.
They
What's
talk
happening?
about, what else did I see? Like, I just watched the fucking long roll of him talk.
Yeah, but don't people, like, get to know each other before they fucking start living? I guess
not.
I
mean, I think a lot of...
You know what I mean? Like...
I don't know, man. Like
it's inevitable at one point you're not going to take your boots off, so there had to be at some point you saw this. This is the first time? Early in the relationship?
I think it was early in the relationship because I kind of like walked through. Dude, it's barely like there are certain points in the conversation where I like expect to see Johnny Depp sitting there with like a cigarette and a brandy to be like, and that's when I met Hunter S. Thompson, and of course we worked on Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas together.
Yeah, sounds like
he starts pontificating about like his career, which is actually, to be fair, fascinating.
It sounds like he's on the fucking actor studio.
It literally sounds like that the whole time, but it's fucking like I've never been into like the celebrity. Like, anytime shit happens, I acknowledge it, and then I move on. This, for some reason, because it's, like, a fucking circus, it's absurd. Like, I can't look away from it.
Right. And it's, you know what it is? It's like reality television. You know, it's
it
really
is
what
like,
it is.
Yeah,
it's
maybe that's it. That's what I'm...
I mean, reality television is, you know, sort of generated, but this is actually, like, real... shit that happened.
Yeah, this is, but it's just people talking. Like, it's nothing more than that.
Honestly, it's just people's relationship drama that we're just fixated, but it's Johnny fucking Depp.
Dude, I can turn it on YouTube, turn it off, listen to it like an audiobook in my fucking car because they're just fucking, and then he like fucks with he gets cross-examined and he like starts fucking with them. And he's just like, you understand how opiates work, don't you? Like,
is this just like a fucking new way to do a trailer for his next film?
Dude, I don't know. He's going to get into some kind of courtroom drama movie after this, regardless of the outcome. Like, he's going to play a lawyer, guaranteed. He's like, I understand.
First of all, why is it being televised? Is that just...
I don't know. I don't know why anybody would do that.
Is that just a thing that public...
I think it has to do with him just kind of like wanting to get it all out there. I think, you have to okay it.
Yeah, but I'm thinking maybe like, where's this? It's in L.A.? Is it happening?
I think so.
Whatever.
It's in Virginia.
So there might be like some law that like a certain level of like sort of cases.
I don't think it's high level. I don't think it's small. I don't know if it's small claims.
I don't know if it's small claims. But I'm just saying like it depends on where you are. Sometimes it's like
I think it's because of the amount of money it's at a certain level. It's $50 million, I think. Well, the defamation lawsuit.
I don't know why that would be, but
she like beat the shit out of him too, which is like it's kind of like Like, oh God.
But
like
did he retaliate?
no, because he does like no. Apparently he didn't.
Wait, for real? Like he didn't like
Didn't hit her. I mean, that's as far
he
as
didn't
I'm
shake
saying.
the shit out. He didn't even do the Chris Rock.
He said he like like this is from what his testimony. He said he like restrained her and like
Well,
they
yeah.
had
What are you
like
gonna do if someone's fucking?
and that was like
going
'cause
at you
he
like
said
that?
that he faked breaking her nose. That she faked breaking her nose. Something like that. It was like, dude, it's fucking wacky.
Bro,
but
you
then,
start
like,
thinking about your ex-girlfriends, you're like,
but then like there's absurd
that's
things.
feasible.
I know, but we live in, you know,
well,
it's the crazy thing about it that it's Johnny fucking Depp. Like
that's what
at
just
one
makes
point
it,
he has to put
fascinating. Yeah.
he has to put his glasses on. He's got like the coolest like fucking glasses in the world. Like, he's sitting there with his hair back tight.
Dude, he looks like he's the lead for the next Godfather movie
Dude,
right now.
he looks like he's a hitman from 1985. He looks like the coolest guy ever back in the 80s. He talks about 21 Drum Street at a point, and I'm like, this is fucking fascinating.
So he's being interviewed about his career while
Dude, you
doing
find
a
out
defamation-
about like his childhood, about how his mom was like abusive towards him and
Well,
shit.
That stuff can be important for people to make decisions. Sure,
But the way that he does it, he sets such a scene. He never refers to her as mom. He's just like,
he's a performer, man.
he's Betty Sue. She's Betty Sue. I remember.
Oh.
She was but he also talks like Hunter S. Thompson the whole time.
Well,
Like he's also just like, it was a violent time.
once you get into that character, and I mean that's probably his best, don't you think?
Fear and
That
Loathing?
role?
Yeah.
I think that's probably his best acting.
I've always enjoyed, I mean, even like,
when you hit
I would-
that, like, it's hard to get out of
it was
that.
always pretty enjoyable to watch for the most
No,
part.
he's a great.
You can-
I don't care.
But
People
like, I think
shit on
that's
him, but,
like if you had to pinpoint like a great, like what's that actor's like greatest like that? I think a lot of people
I think
would
in
agree
his
with that too.
career, that is. I think obviously the Jack Sparrow is like iconic and great
That's
as well.
a different.
but
That's not.
That's different.
Yeah, that's
like,
a caricature. Well, he
I mean-
made like a character, I guess.
People can have different opinions.
He says he like rewrote some of the lines and shit
For what?
for like on the set for
Pirates?
Captain Jack, so it sounded more like the character
Well,
he created.
Right. And that's the thing. He created such a character, and that's. But I'm saying just in terms of like acting and maintaining a character through like madness. Like
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
Fear and Loathing is fucking dope.
Fear and Loathing's great. Yeah. Dude.
Anyway, but continue. Like, so I want to get to the poop on the bed.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a couple things. That's what I wanted to get to. They talk about that, and
Right.
they talk
Well, but how'd
about
the poop
that
get
they
on the
had.
bed?
Basically, what happened was they had a fight.
Right.
Dude, again, he does this fucking performance thing where he's just like, and I was sitting on the bed reading, and she was over on the taking her makeup off, and then some unpleasantness started between us, and
Some unpleasantness.
she started to get very, she came over and started hitting me. Open fists, hands. At one point, he goes, "I need to stand up and act out how I acted," and he's just like, "I kind of
didn't
went."
take
He
8
does. He
years of
stands up.
movement
Dude, he
class for
fucking
nothing.
performs. At one fucking point, they have text messages they want to read, and this
Yeah.
dude gets bold. He goes, "Would you like me to read that? I am an actor. Do you want me to read the text message out loud?" Like, he doesn't say that, but he
I don't know if
basically.
you know this, but I am
Yeah,
an
it's like
actor.
he goes for a cold read at one point. It's fucking crazy, but dude, he fucking like says like, yeah, and then she's like, and then she stands off with me, and I go, "This is what you want to do? Do you want to hit me?" And she cracks me, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this monologue's amazing! Like this performance." Like I'm not saying that it's
audition.
I'm not saying that it's not true what he's saying. I'm saying there's like he's just that guy. Like he just can't help but be that guy at this point.
Right. No, I
That's
mean
how he talks. Like,
so you're saying like,
but then so like to get to the poop thing. Like so then basically he like
please
he goes that I'm done. I'm leaving. So he leaves,
Uh-huh.
and then like he's gonna go. Like she says that she was going to Coachella that weekend.
Oh,
So
oh
he
my
was
God. She is on brand, bro.
right. So
Jesus.
he's like, I'm gonna go and get
Coachella.
At that point, he was done. So he was like, I'm gonna go get my stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he goes and gets his stuff, and like they say go, I don't think you want to go over to the house yet. He goes, why? This is the perfect time to go over. She's not there. I need to go get my stuff.
Wait, who's he talking to
He's
here?
talking to like I guess someone of his like bodyguards or his security
I
or
literally
something.
just went into like thinking about her at Coachella, like wearing a really hot like. Anyway, go.
Fucking you hound.
Bro, let's be clear, she's still bad hot. But anyway, go
No,
ahead.
she's not hot. Like what do you want me to say? No.
Yeah, right.
Like I would date her and end up in the same situation. Dude, I remember seeing her in Rum Diaries. I'm like, oh, hot. I get it. And then like
Yeah.
when Johnny Depp snatched her up, I'm like, that makes
No,
sense.
I get it all. Anyway, continue. So,
But yeah,
but who was he talking to come back to the house? They were like,
Oh, that was his security or
Oh,
his
okay.
assistants or whatever like that. Like he's got a lot of people that work for him. Like
Yeah.
that's also a ridiculous thing. At one point he's like, I have an island and everybody that I have people that run
Thanks,
my
Johnny.
island. Like Jesus Christ, Johnny, shut the fuck up. Like
maybe want to keep down on that.
no, he just
pipe down on that.
But he's so like it's him and then Tom Cruise, and he gets a leg up in my opinion because Johnny Depp can actually act. Not that Tom Cruise can't, but Johnny Depp is a better actor.
Yes, I would absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tom Cruise is a movie star. Like he knows how to be movies. But anyway, so the poop.
Yeah. So they say you don't want to come over, and he sent him a picture. He's like, why wouldn't I want to come over? And like there was a shit in the bed. And then like later on, he confronts Amber about it, and she tried him having to describe this. She goes, she blamed it on the dog. And I'm like,
oh, sure, right. The oldest trick
but
of the
then
book.
he goes, and this is probably one of the best things that Johnny Depp does. He just kind of looks so earnestly. Everybody goes, I have teacup Pomeranians.
Yes. We know, Johnny.
I've had my house. He just goes, the housekeepers, everyone's had to pick up their fun. That did not come out of that dog. And it's just like, it's in that moment where I'm like, I believe everything this guy says.
Johnny, I don't know if it's fun for them.
No, he says all.
leaving.
You can tell he wants to say shit so bad.
Right.
He just goes at one point, it's like, because she got mad and made a grumpy in my bed. Calls it a grumpy.
No, you're lying. We need to watch this after
I'll
this.
bring up the clip later. I don't know. I don't know if we can actually.
Taste.
Technically, I think it's public domain. It's part of the because
it's
out
probably
there.
on YouTube.
It's definitely on YouTube. You can watch it live on YouTube.
All right, so she made a grumpy, which is
that's what he called
there's
it.
So many red flags going on with this relationship. It's like these are two kind of damaged people. It sounds like, but
no, it definitely sounds like two people that they both suck. I want to put that out there. They both seem like as individuals. I'm like Johnny Depp is like definitely probably at the end of the day probably the better person. I want to say is what it's seeming like right now. Listen, Amber Heard might go on the stand, and it might be like, oh, he's a monster. I don't know. But it's not looking good for her right now.
No.
I think they actually had one of her witnesses thrown out because she was like she was using her phone in court and she wasn't supposed to. Like she was recording it.
Oh yeah, she seems like she had some stuff going on.
She's not looking good.
Right not
now.
looking good. But so I
because
guess
Johnny Depp's also so honest about the fact that he's like, I do cocaine and ecstasy. How long did you do it for? On and off.
I sprinkle it on my salad.
Yeah, I sprinkle it on my salad and I drop it down with a spot of purple. That's what I like to call wine. That's what he calls it.
Oh my god,
that's how he talks, man.
Now you're making it hard for me to root for Johnny Depp. Okay, this guy's
it's
got
so hard to root for him.
An island.
It's so hard to root for him.
You called wine purple.
Here's a spot of purple.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Johnny. And then you called shit a grumpy.
Yeah,
grumpy.
Yeah,
like you could have just said feces. You could have just went right down the chalk of being legal terms. No, you got to say grumpy.
But the way he talks about all this shit is it's fucking. I'm gonna watch more of it tonight. I guarantee you right now. When I go home later tonight, I'm gonna watch it.
So, but okay, does anyone know why she did the poop stuff? Just because she was pissed?
She was pissed.
Is revenge shit?
Yeah, she seems like a very this. I mean, people who are abusive like that do lie. You know, man or woman, they will lie about this. They will make up stuff to make them seem like the victim in the scenario.
That kind of behavior is not exclusive.
I've seen that happen to people I know, and it's like a real thing, you know. But like that is also like it's also like this whole thing is just a bad relationship.
Well, no, exactly.
That's what it is. Like we shouldn't have to watch any of this.
About it, I was like, yeah, this is not good.
No, it's not good. Yeah. It sounds like a college relationship.
Pooping, and then I said before, I was like,
you threw a vodka bottle at him?
So you think about your past girlfriends.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Is it feasible? And I'm like, I don't know if my ex-girlfriend would ever shit in my bed.
That would be that's hilarious, actually.
That sounds more of something I would do. But
it's not funny. It's not funny. Is the thing that's what I like? I'm like, it's terrible.
It's pretty
funny.
Yeah. No, but it's clear she was fucked up. What were you saying? You want to talk about that?
Oh, she threw a vodka bottle at him when he was filming Pirates 5 or 6 or whatever the fuck it was.
Pirates 8, whatever it is.
Yeah, and it was the last one that he's probably ever going to be in because he's cut ties with Disney. I think he said he cut ties, but he goes.
Well, that might change now.
He goes. Because now he's going to guarantee he's going to get all the offers. Like, he's going to be like, no, I'm going to go to my castle chateau in France and drink wine.
Drink a bit of the purple and take a grumpy.
I'm going to go take a grumpy on $50 million.
Then set it on fire.
He says to everything, he's like, I take a grumpy on this contract. I don't like it. Does he just use old weird words? Like, is he dressed like that?
Dude, I don't know, man.
He's like a weird.
He's trying to be Laurence Olivier.
He's trying to be a Dr. Seuss character. Is what he's trying to be. You know, he's trying to come in like the Cat in the Hat and be like the one fish, two fish, blue fish. The Who's down in Whoville, the tall and the small. That's what I think Johnny Depp's doing.
Yeah, but I'd listen to that audio.
That's what I mean. That's why I listened to this trial. Listen to it like an audiobook.
So you're basically what you're saying. What's fascinating is that it's sort of Johnny Depp narrating his own fucking court case. Sort of.
So like we need to make the movie about this.
I'm sure
like we have to.
I mean, they can do Joe Exotic, which, by the way, I don't think anyone watched that. What a fucking stupid move.
I wanted to because I love Kate McKinnon.
Yeah, I'd give it a shot because she's fucking awesome, but
I think that fizzled out. That was one of those things that was
such
a
no.
We were all stuck inside, and we had nothing else to watch.
It was timing,
and it was
timing. It was
not fucking weird. It's a weird ass story too. So there's also that, but like
again, it's just other people's drama. It's like you're gonna make a whole series about this now.
Well,
How much more do we?
That's
need
the
to
thing
know about these people.
Like true crime, especially. It's like there's so much of it now because it's become like the zone big thing. I'm obsessed with true crime. I know way too much about serial killers.
But again, that's like real reality TV. That's like people doing real shit.
Yeah, but then they're taking that true crime aspect and they're kind of wrapping it and they're kind of wrapping the reality TV aspect. Like
you're talking about the Tiger King
thing?
Yeah,
what's weird to me in that show is that they talk about doing a reality show and they kind of did the reality show anyway that they did.
Right. It was like, that's what it was. But to make like a scripted series about it like 2 years after the fact.
That's what I mean. I'm like, let it simmer for a while. Like if it come out, if it had been,
we don't really need it.
Probably been a better hit. If it was like 10 years later, it would have made more sense.
Yeah. Because then
or if you had just not done the documentary and just done that, because the documentary already exists.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they go pretty in depth and then they made another one. So it's like, how much more are we going to learn from this series?
Yeah, and the second season I heard was bad and shit. I didn't watch it.
Wait, of
Tiger King.
The second
of the documentary series.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that great. It was just kind of a follow up, really.
Yeah,
which is in jail. Like that.
Yeah, like, what do you gotta wait till he gets out of jail.
Yeah, just I mean whatever. But I'm just saying, like, to make that series, I don't think. I mean, other than just watching Kate McKinnon be Carol Baskin, like, what am I really going to watch this? You know,
I like watching this 5-minute aspect of it.
Whatever. I'll get high and give it a shot one day.
I mean, that's what I say about every TV show I don't get around to watching. I'm like, one day I'm going to sit down, I'm going to smoke a joint and be like, it's been 6 years since this show's out. I should probably watch it, right?
That's what's great about the environment now. You can literally wait and you just get it whenever you think about it instantly. It's instant.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean. That's why I'm like, so I'm comfortable, fat, and lazy. America.
Like, I fucking binge watched all of Modern Family like last summer. And it had just ended.
Didn't need to watch it when it came out. Watched it in one sitting. I got in on every conversation
I'll go
after that.
toe-to-toe with any fan because I fucking love that show. Show's amazing. Okay, what anyone says.
I watched all of Cheers in one sitting. I'll take any of you old school fans on. Oh, I've watched Cheers. Cheers is
that's on my binge list.
Sometimes hard to get through because those jokes are dated.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But sometimes this stuff is great. Actually, I've watched all of Cheers. I've seen all of Seinfeld way too many times.
Seinfeld's on Netflix now, so I've never actually got into that show. I don't know why. Not that I didn't get into it. I like it, but I never really like tracked it or like really.
It was. I'll tell you exactly how I got into
like
it.
The Simpsons or.
Oh well, Simpsons.
Oh,
would you say to me before I want to live in Springfield?
Yeah, I want to live in Springfield because this world sucks.
You're not wrong.
At least there, every day is a new day. Apparently, you can never go to work for like 10 years. Homer stopped going to work like 10 years ago.
Yeah, Homer shows up to work sometimes. Yeah. He's an American hero.
Oh, the greatest American hero.
Oh my God. Every time, I'm like, just real side note, real quick. We're not going to go hard in The Simpsons, but I'm so into like. I send a Simpsons quote a day to somebody.
Yes,
that's how much of a fucking stupid nerd I am about it.
And it's great. And every fucking time you send me something, it's something I've probably seen several times.
It brightens your day, right?
Every time. The writing is so fucking good. No, that shows are brilliant, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
First 10 seasons are unassailable. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear your opinion about it. It's great.
All right, hot take from Nick Zappetti, ladies and gentlemen. About
Come at me
about the Simpsons, bro. I'll wreck you.
Aggregate me right now.
Oh, but wrap around back, Johnny Depp. There's a moment where I was like, "This is the most insane." If he actually, I believe he actually did this, but it doesn't make it any more ridiculous. He gets they have an argument. He gets a vodka bottle thrown at his hand. Like she throws a vodka bottle at him. That's why he had like an injured finger or some shit, right? Like the tip of his finger was like severed or some shit. And then like. He's describing this, and then he says, and in the middle of it, I was sort of in shock, and something came over me, and I just started writing with blood on the walls, all of these things.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, God damn.
Johnny,
I started
talking.
laughing. I'm like, what the fuck did you do?
Who's his lawyers?
Like what? Like, no, because that's why I'm like, they're probably listening to this and be like, You know what? Just say that.
Well,
Because everything else you've said is like ridiculous anyway. So we have to say all of that. So this seems not as ridiculous as nothing else.
but why was he writing?
I don't know,
with
because he's
blood?
Johnny Depp and he
Was
likes.
writing, like, help.
I just understood in that moment why Tim Burton's his best friend. I just in that moment I'm
Why
like,
they
I get
work
why
so
you two.
well?
Yeah, I get why you two hang out all the time.
Yeah, I get why you almost are Batman.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's weird, dude. I mean, unless he was like, he's saying just out of distress, like he was so distressed and he needed to paint
Well,
the
yeah,
wall.
it was thrown in
It
his
just
hand.
sounds like he doesn't give a like he's kind of privileged, bro. You know what I mean?
No, it
like,
definitely does.
You know, if I wrote,
Dude, there's a part in it where he's like, and I went home, and they said, which home? Oh, excuse me. And I'm like, Johnny.
Johnny, stop talking. We need to make you relatable.
Oh my God. But it's also like,
I was
but
hanging
they
out in
have
my
him do.
cryobaric chamber.
It's true though. They have him do his entire childhood, how he grew up poor.
Oh, yeah,
So it's just kind of like I see what they did.
right. But then that comes off as performative instead of like him just
But
being like a like moment to moment, like sort of natural guy.
But dude, I'm telling you right now,
He doesn't. That's not his life.
it almost
It's not his
doesn't matter
experience.
because he's got the charisma like a motherfucker.
Right.
Even on the
Which
stuff.
helps.
Yeah, but it's like so. It's not like over the top. It's just like, hello,
Right.
I'm Johnny Depp.
Right. But the facts are the facts. So if like he doesn't need to perform it to us, if the facts are the facts, the case will get
Yeah,
whatever.
It's weird. I
Believe in our
started
justice
getting.
system. I don't know, but
I started going down the rabbit hole of it a little bit. I started looking. I've never seen Johnny Depp as a brother. I never knew any of these things.
yeah.
His brother looks nothing like him.
Okay.
His brother is like a short, fat, bearded man.
It's always.
He's a writer. He's a writer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, I'm like, what? Are you adopted?
But
Because I get I'll show you I'm going to show you a picture of him right now, actually, because I have to show
is
you.
he also in the like he writes?
His name's Daniel Depp, I believe.
Oh, so Depp is the real last name.
Depp is the real last name, from what I
Okay.
understand, or from like at least they all took it on together. That's porn. We can't
Right.
watch this right now.
Oh, or we could.
No, put it up here. Yeah, Daniel
Daniel
Depp. Daniel Depp. Daniel
he know
Depp,
about the
born
Pope?
in Kentucky. That's Johnny Depp's brother.
Wait a minute. He seems a lot older than him.
Yeah.
Me and Johnny are very close. All right. So how come we never heard of you, bro? This is not Johnny Depp's bro. This is like this is a shop teacher from like Michigan. What is this? What the fuck is this?
Oh, it's a college professor from Oregon.
Yeah, right. Do they still do shop? I don't even know anymore.
Daniel Depp, man. Yeah, and everybody, all these
All
guys
right. So
testifying.
he's a writer like novels and things?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's what I found out.
All right.
I've been more. I don't know if Johnny Depp hit somebody or not, but I definitely found out about books I can read from this show, and about apparently art I should buy, because there was a guy that came on the stand and he was just like, Johnny Depp wanted to buy some of your art, and he goes, yes, and he goes, did Johnny buy your art? He goes, no, he funded my entire life. And he tells his story about how it's like he bought me an artist space so I could just work and not
Still
just.
not that relatable to the average person, but yeah, good. But
No,
good.
but this was an average person that he funded, so it was like, look. And then like that video of him visiting a children's hospital has been circulating around. And like, look how great Johnny Depp
of course.
is.
Oh, dude, I'm sure.
And like, listen, I'm at the end of the day, I'm gonna say on the end of the day, he probably didn't do what he was accused of. I'm gonna hot take. I'm saying maybe if he is, I'll 100%.
Well, like I said, the facts are the facts, so let them bear out. But
That's true.
I mean, it's.
I'll back down
This
on
kind
that.
of sounds like an O.J. Simpson like vibe. Like that's how fascinating it's becoming.
I don't
Different
know.
characters and things like this now. Maybe not. It won't. get
Amber
to
Heard
that
is coming
level.
across not very likable.
Amber Heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That I mean, it also
Well, that's what the memes are saying. Like,
yeah, it's not
all the
like
memes I
she's.
see.
It's like picture in picture, and like I don't know if she's testified yet. Again, like you're right, facts are facts. We should stick to those. So we'll see when the whole thing plays out.
Right.
But right now, as absurd as everything Johnny Depp says, he himself is an absurd person.
Yes.
So I'm
That's
kind
my
of like,
point.
this is how absurd people talk, I
Right.
guess.
Is how people that don't live like us.
Do you
talk.
remember when
that
you've
we have, like-
seen the art people at college when we were in college? Like you've seen the people that are like, I just like movie magic. I like smoking brown cigarettes.
That's great for them. But
Yeah.
Johnny Depp turned that into a fortune. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he did.
And in a lifestyle that we can't
Well,
even
he was
imagine.
also, like-
obviously.
Like at one point, it's like he brags in the stand. It's like, what else do you do besides acting? Well, I've been a musician my whole like.
He does.
You did a Savage commercial where you played the Wolves. And he tours with Holly. But he has to say the name of his
crack commercial.
He says the name of his fucking band in court, which is hilarious to me. Where he's just like I'm touring with the band Hollywood Vampires. And I'm like, this is on
we're on Spotify.
Can we run it back to the Hollywood Vampires part, please? Yes, thank you. Exhibit A, Hollywood Vampires tickets. Like the fact that I have to say that like is absurd to me.
Also, there's a fucking thing comes on the bottom of the screen. Get your Hollywood Vampires tickets here.
And it's like a super group. It's like him. And then
Here's the QR code.
I'll tell you what I want to know, because apparently I haven't gotten to this part in the actual.
That would be us. That would be America.
Yeah.
Monetizing, enterprise, capitalism.
Dude, what have we come up with like 5 ideas in this podcast alone?
Jam. That's why we're great, bro.
We make monster trucks for fun.
Fucking love it.
But the Johnny Depp thing, I can't look away from it. It's absolutely absurd. You're right. We see how the facts play out, but I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this. I guess I don't know who's going to come out.
They'll probably both be fine. I mean, maybe depending on what happens, she'll maybe lose a little bit on her career. But I mean, people after a while, shit goes away. I mean, if people want
I guess, and I definitely don't think. I don't think it's like a. It's something that's. Johnny Depp's going to get work after this, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, everyone's acting like he's a fucking saint all of a sudden. I was like, 2 years ago, you guys hated that he was.
No, isn't
so
it
much
crazy?
That they had it wasn't even totally the allegations. The allegations sort of like cemented it. But when he was in the new Harry Potter movies or the Fantastic Beasts,
that's pretty fucked. Actually, I kind of
hated it so much that they actually like were just not thinking about replacing him regardless because there was such a bad like response to it.
It wasn't because of Johnny Depp. It was a fucking boring ass movie.
Well, I mean, whatever. It's Johnny Depp. He's still going to give you some good shit. I mean, he looked a little goofy. But like whatever, and then the allegations came. They're like
Harry Potter fans kind of suck too. Like I'm sorry,
every group has toxic fans. There's no doubt about it.
Like Harry Potter fans,
I like those movies. I mean,
I like Harry Potter. I've never read a book. I will never read one of the books.
I like the Fantastic Beasts. The last one was, but I like those movies because I like the characters that they have.
They're cool.
But, it's too much. It's just like whatever, man.
Like the fandom, like this, it's just like
they're gonna pump them out. So I mean,
like what do you
really
care?
Get this like upset about what? Upset about what? You know what I mean? Like. That he has goofy blonde hair, like who gives a shit?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that was what like started it, and then there was like the allegations. So they were like, "Oh, I guess this is a good way to recast." But the guy that it's Mad. What's his name? Mad Malcolm.
Apparently, the new one sucks.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Apparently, it sucks. I don't know.
No, people just don't like it. It's
people
never
don't like anything. We know that.
Yeah.
Just enjoy what we got, even if it's like.
Why?
You know what the problem is? Anything that
Why
sucks.
Why is everyone so bad about shit?
Anything that actually sucks is just. It's usually mediocre.
Yeah.
It's okay, and it's enjoyable.
But like the outrage.
We also live in an era of fluff, though.
Well,
we live in an era of fluff.
I mean, fluff in terms of like every like superhero movie is basically the same now. Like
it's all Iron Man.
Yeah. Well, I would say
Marvel movies definitely.
Yeah, I would say Guardians. When Guardians like was that smash hit, like a lot of the tone changed to that kind of tone from that movie.
Yeah, because that's what everybody wanted at that point.
I guess, but then you end up with Big Lebowski fucking Thor, and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, but it takes time to get to that because I have to figure out what people like. I mean, listen, I'll watch. I'm in on these Thor movies. I'm in on these Thor movies, man.
I'll watch.
They're fun to watch.
But
I'm not getting anything of substance from these films,
right,
which is fine.
It's just people take it so seriously.
Because but that's what I mean. I'm watching it for enjoyment.
Some more water, bro.
I'm watching it for enjoyment. You know.
I'm getting dry mouth in this.
I know. Hey everybody, it's plug time. So as usual, I'm gonna give my plugs so you can come see me do my haha stuff. That's what I call stand-up, haha stuff. May 13th, I'll be in Walton, New York, at the Castle on the Delaware. May 14th, I'm going to be in Oliphant, Pennsylvania, at the Keystone stage. Both those shows are featuring Uncle Terry and the Funky Bunch, so come on down. If you want to see us tell dick jokes, and Uncle Terry speaks so fast he nearly has a heart attack on stage. May 20th, I'm going to be at McGuire's. And June 9th, I'm going to be at Stereo Garden in Patchogue. That's a big venue, so I would love people to come down to that, man. So please come down to Stereo Garden in Patchogue and check us out. It's actually going to be a great lineup. I think Fat Jay's actually headlining that from the Funky Bunch. So come on down and check it out. We're back from the water break. All right. Yeah, what was I talking about? All the Johnny Depp stuff and everything like that, right?
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Back to Johnny Depp. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I go down a K-hole on it. I'm just fascinated.
Well, was there any pee involved with the poop? Did a little pee come
like
out?
The vodka bottle. She there's a voicemail from her where she's saying she's basically like calling him a little bitch and stuff like that. Like,
oh my god.
She sounds mean. I found like it's like she says, I didn't hit you. I didn't punch you. I hit you.
Yeah, you said with like an open hand slap. Then were you?
Yeah, it was like open. He was saying he came at her. She came at him with like open fists and everything. Just Johnny Depp cowering in the corner while Amber Heard beats him up is a really funny image, though. No, don't do it. Like I'm not. Listen, I'm not making fun of abuse, but like it's come on. Like
he just reverts to the Jack
because
Sparrow character.
He shows people how he fucking defended himself. He's like, I have to stand up and I have to act it out for you.
Anybody, you, Johnny?
He might as well go into the court and been like, we need to play charades if we're going to get through my testimony. It's part of what I do. Like,
can we get a little more lights up there?
Yeah,
he just turns into Lorne Michaels.
Yeah, he comes in. He's like, the lighting.
Can we get some more lights up here?
The lighting in here is not right. Where's my mark? What my mark? When's catering coming around? Would anybody like some wine? I'd like a spot of purple, please. Dude, I'm telling you, though, he's
like a star as my mark.
During some of the time, if he just in the middle of when his testimony, if he just suddenly picked up a glass of wine and took a sip, no one would say shit because it seems like it would just be so natural. He's like, yes, of course. If he did like a bump in front of us, no one would know because he's just like, oh my God, look at Johnny Depp. I'm convinced. That's why everybody's calling him a Satan and everything. Like, if he went up there and like, I'm just going to show everybody my dick. Now, you're wondering why I got that scar.
So the tact is to like hypnotize everybody, basically.
I don't even know because, again, I don't think he's necessarily lying. But
no,
I think he talks like a fucking weirdo.
But it seems like you don't need to do all of this and just say what you need to say. But I don't know, man. I mean, that's the art of lawyering.
An hour to answer every question because he just like describes. Is like, and then I noticed on the floor there was a paper clip, and I looked at it and I thought,
had some papers that I needed to clip.
I thought to myself, I have that memoir I wrote. I should probably. So I picked up the paper clip and I paused, and there was Amber in the hallway. Like, it takes him to get to that point. It's like, Mr. Depp, can you tell us if you got groceries that day? Well, I remember that morning I woke from a deep slumber, and
I needed waffles. I thought
it was rough. It was madness all around me, and I woke up. I put on shoes. One's want to do is put on shoes, and then of course I went to the fridge and. Amber was down there. It was unpleasantness. It's like, no, Mr. Depp, did you get groceries today or not? Like it's hilarious. But he's also just so goddamn charming.
But then they're like, the judge is like, shh, I want to listen to this. I want to hear this.
Everybody's like,
yeah, he pulls out the wine, like you said, he drinks it.
That's what I mean.
And the lawyer is like, I object, he's drinking wine. And the judge is like, I'll allow it. It's cool.
Oh, what's wrong with having a spot? I can't get over that he says spot of purple.
I'll allow the spot of purple.
Judge ruling, spot of purple. Allowed.
And then he's like, see?
But dude, the words, watch it alone. I have to show you one clip.
That's actually a good bit, Joe. Like,
I should have.
Johnny Depp sort of like Satan seductive, like, sort of like way he's going about this. Like, that's a good impression. Like, you could work that to like, or you just did.
That's what basically. It is. That's just he just kind of pontificates. Yeah, he's just like,
I love hearing myself talk.
He does, man. Talks about going to his island, but it takes him forever. He's just like,
does it? Oh, so bad for you.
Goes to the island, but no, he's like, and of course, my island is run by these 4 people, and I hope I consider them family. I hope they would.
Oh, good one, good save, good save.
But, like, I weirdly believe him because here's the thing about famous people. Maybe. I learned this from watching that Michael Jackson raped kids documentary.
That's what it was called.
There's a footage of Michael Jackson when he would pay actors to like be in the supermarket.
As him?
No, as like regular people and not pay attention to him, and he would go shopping. It's creepy.
Whoa. Was that like for a photo op or a video op?
No, he was like he's a weird guy, man.
This was his practice. Like, this was his routine.
He just did because he was so famous. From what I understand, he was so famous.
So then, why don't you just clear the place and get your groceries and leave?
Because he wanted to be like everybody else. He wanted to walk amongst the people.
You want to talk about people that have some problems up in that noggin?
Michael Jackson. I got problems. But I still have a Broadway show.
Was dealing with some shit back then.
He still has a Broadway show. He can't be stopped.
Dude,
he can't be stopped.
The
music
amazing. Is unassailable. I mean, it's the same thing with everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go down this road, but with Cosby and all this kind of shit. It's like the Cosby thing is terrible, but like sometimes
we talked about Cosby.
You just have to take, because listen, and everyone's always like very selfish about this. They'll be like, Cosby, forget about it. He's dead to me. Nothing. I'll never listen to anything. But then it'll be like,
what's your opinion on that?
I definitely like a Billie Jean when they play that. It's like you can't pick and choose.
No, because like I still listen to Black and White. It's a good song. Like it's
Dude,
a
all
really
his
good
shit
song.
is good. That's
The
the
problem.
thing.
The problem with
Separate it. Be an adult. Separate it.
the problem with the Cosby thing. It's just. I mean, it's Cosby's a monster. Like I'm
What he did
yeah,
was
unforgivable.
And to be honest, in that situation, because it's so directly,
but it's
him,
also like he did have. There's that body of work, man. It's fucked up, but it's just
he was influential for a lot of people.
I know.
So
I think it's just like a tough call because I'm like, it's still there's still
I
things
never-
you could. He sat in a chair for the first like 15 minutes of his special in the 80s.
right, I know he was doing stuff that was a lot of it was inspiring people.
But it's
He
fucked up because I just watched a documentary Comedian with Jerry Seinfeld.
Right. Yeah.
And it ends with him because he's a huge Bill Cosby fan. It ends with him like talking to Bill Cosby, and I'm like, ugh.
Dude, he's our like. I mean, for comedians, like, it's yeah. He was very influential. So you have to try. So let me put
I
it to you
definitely
this way.
listen to some. I'm not like
I was never huge. To
I was-
be honest with you,
I watched. I never really
fan of
watched the
his
Cosby
stand-up.
Show, but I did listen to
I
his
did-
comedy.
I was the opposite. I loved the show. I didn't really get super. I liked the comedy, but like there was other people I was way more like
My
gravitating.
friend
like,
Henry got me.
fucking
He found
Carlin and shit like that.
my friend. I was into Carlin, but my friend Henry knew I liked comedy, and he was like, "Oh, Bill Cosby," and it was
Because he's a stone, dude. He's a cornerstone.
Yeah.
Like really, that's the truth and the matter of it.
But I wasn't
Everybody that was
obsessed
in
with
comedy-
Cosby the way I was obsessed with Carlin. I
Right.
was obsessed with George Carlin.
Now, for our generation, in terms of performer, I think Jim Carrey is kind of like on that level.
He's a stand-up. He did
No,
the
no.
opening of Rodney's book.
Well, my point is like right. So like Bill Cosby, like any comedian you talk to that during that era was like Cosby was an influence, and I find like a lot of people I talk to that are our age, like a
But he also
huge-
policed the business unfairly.
he
He
a
would
huge
tell.
influence was like Jim Carrey. So like think about it, like if there was allegations Jim Carrey came out to, which there was a little thing that happened with him and his ex-girlfriend or whatever. Like that's the kind of level that it was for people. Like and it's hard to deal with that.
Yeah.
So like you have to kind of separate it because you can't if it's that inspiring to you to be like the best that you can be, like their work, like you have to be able to separate it. That's my take on the Cosby shit, on all of it. It's like
Yeah.
I mean, how egregious the crime is, we understand, but if the art that he did moved you, you should be able to live
Don't burn
with
the
that.
art. Don't burn the art. You know.
Don't burn that bridge of yourself
Yeah.
to the art
I get that.
that inspired you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You could just look at it a different lens. It's fair enough to do that, but don't be like, I can't, like, because some people are coming out and like their outrage was like, all
I
right,
think. I mean, I don't.
but you fucking preached to the, to the nth degree about about Cosby until this happens, though.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's always tough when it happens. I didn't realize. I watched the documentary. Cosby was never my hero, but for some
Right.
people he was.
Well,
So
yeah,
like
he was
it's,
for a lot.
it's a and
That's
I
what
was
I'm
like,
saying.
oh, because he did a lot of stuff for the black community and everything like that.
Right. That's what.
What-
That's
him
why,
as personally, he did like a special talking about the history they don't teach in school and everything, and it's all
Right.
about basically black history. And I was like,
it's a
this is
complicated thing,
probably
man.
tough for a lot of people
It's
that
very
that
correct.
is
It's
a hero
complicated.
to, because this
Right.
is I didn't know any of that shit.
And your fake, your outrage bullshit. Get out of my face, because you have to respect that. Like people, it's going to be complicated for people, and they're allowed to feel that way, and they're allowed to process it in their own way. You can't just be like, oh, you like Cosby? Well, you're a disgusting human being, and you obviously you're a rapist, aren't you? It's like, no. It's
No.
like it's way more complicated than that.
They just got to be logical about the thought process and everything.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can say I don't agree
It's
with
like
it.
people's-
Obviously, it's horrible, but
Yeah. It's like anything with politics. Like if you don't do this, then you must be that.
yeah.
You know.
Politics is a little different because there's like real world like sort of things. At the end of the day, it's like Bill Cosby's just a comedian. Like,
Yeah, but
But
it's
it's
different.
important.
It's different when it's your
It's still
hero. You know what I
important.
mean? It's
Right,
different.
that's my point.
Like I remember.
it's important to
I'm trying to
some
think of
people.
anybody who's a Marilyn Manson fan right now must be upset.
I don't even know what's going on.
Dude, he fucking apparently was like abusive to people and everything. And actually, it's funny in the Johnny Depp trial. At one point, he said, "I wonder how this is tying into his shit." Because like Evan and Rachel Wood,
We're tying it around, bro. Put a button on it.
Yeah.
Back to the Johnny
yeah,
Depp
but
and the poop
it's true though.
and the purple.
Like it, spot of purple.
I'm gonna start saying that.
This
if-
episode's gonna be called Spot of Purple.
yes,
I think.
if people don't understand what that is in a restaurant, I'm gonna be like, I need to talk to your manager.
Are you gonna start ordering a
Yes,
spot?
can
No,
I get a
Johnny
Spot of
Depp.
They're like, well, Spot it. We don't have them. I'm like, can I
It is
speak
the
to your
most
manager?
It is the most incredible thing. But at one point, I think I didn't watch this, but I saw that at one point he says that he got drugs from Marilyn Manson. So I'm wondering,
Ooh.
if Johnny Depp,
Okay. Yeah, that
cocaine apparently.
that tracks.
Of
That makes
course.
sense.
Of course, I was on cocaine. He sent a text message to Paul Bettany, and he's like, the way he talks is like It was madness last night. I heard there's dead hookers everywhere, blood on the walls, 1,000 Red Bull and vodkas. And I'm like, God damn, you actually talk worse like this. I mean, man, it's so hard to be like if I was in a room with you, I'd be like, oh, God, like,
right. You'd be like, I don't know if I like this guy.
I know. I'd be like, it's like, you like Johnny? Johnny's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I you know, I don't
but
need to hear about
like,
his island
I do feel
again,
like if I got high with him, I'd be like, oh, I can love this guy. Dude, I did cocaine with Johnny last night. It's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, the cocaine will make you pretty much like anyone.
When he's drunk, though, he keeps asking me for spots in purple. I don't like it. You want to come to my chateau in France and smash cabinets with me?
We'll go to my island. We'll just get a helicopter.
Oh, my God. All right. I'm going to end on that note.
Want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for coming on, man.
Bro, a lot of
You
fun.
have fun?
Everybody watch the Johnny Depp trial.
Dude, check
so you
it
know what we're
out.
talking about.
Chris,
yeah,
we're gonna record.
We're
gonna record plugs.
I don't really. I mean, I don't
know.
No,
No, this is just for me.
Oh. You shut up now.
You live in Queens.
You're done, monkey.
If you see Nick on the street, throw something at him.
Stop tapping, clown.
Stop tapping, clown. All right, so I'll record plugs after. So I just want to tell everybody, thanks so much for tuning in tonight, guys. Today. Once again, shout out to Adhesive Dank. This is some great stuff, man. Satoshi's Juice was the strain. It's great stuff, man. If you see any Adhesive Dank, hit them up and try some of their stuff out, man. So I guess this episode is brought to you by them.
Sprinkle some
brought to you by the letter D for Dank.
Dang.
That was the corniest thing I've ever said. And I'm going to go out on that note. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope the video turned out better than the last time we tried.
Woo.
Oh, good. Nice.